On Tuesday, senators set to reconvene to continue the impeachment trial of President Trump.
One of the House managers of that trial, Jason Crow, we told you about that earlier this week. He represents the 6th District here in Colorado. Megan Lopez caught up with Crow about his role in this historic event.
This is a walk that will live in the civics books.
Do you solemnly swear?
For only the third time in American history, a president is now facing an impeachment trial.
With the permission of the Senate,
a moment Coloradans are helping shape. From Representative Diana DeGette overseeing impeachment proceedings in the House to Representatives Ken Buck and Joe Neguse serving on the Judiciary Committee during its public impeachment hearings. Now,
it's a very grave and serious responsibility.
Representative Jason Crow has become the first Coloradan ever asked to play the role of an impeachment manager and to help prosecute the case in the Senate.
So the question right now is making sure
he sat down with Denver 7 to talk about this solemn responsibility.
A request that surprised me. I hadn't been lobbying for this and seeking it out, but I am going to be approaching it with the seriousness and the dignity and the respect that the position requires.
And so you weren't part of either one of the committees that happened in the House for this impeachment inquiry. I mean, why you?
So I've been a very vocal voice in Congress about our national security and supporting our men and women. I'm also a lawyer, so I've for almost a decade I've litigated cases, and I'm very familiar with courtroom procedures.
Obviously, the question right now is making sure that this would be a fair trial. How do you kind of calculate whether you're going to be able to have documents, have witnesses, and how that kind of changes your strategy moving forward?
Well, this is very simple. This cannot be the first impeachment trial in the history of America where we don't have witnesses and documents. The prior two had both, and we need to have it again.
Let me ask you about the president testifying. Do you think that that's something that should happen?
I'm not going to get into any witnesses right now. The managers are meeting and talking regularly with our team to look at what's appropriate. We're looking at all the witnesses, all the documents that we need, and we will have that discussion, and we're going to call witnesses and push for witnesses that we think are appropriate.
Representative Crow didn't go into detail about the team's trial strategy, but said it's his oath to the Constitution that will be guiding his conscience, and he's hoping it will be the same for the Senate.
Are you nervous that this has already been decided?
Well, every member of the United States Senate raised his or her right hand yesterday and took an oath to do impartial justice in this process, and that's what needs to occur. I'm going to be faithful to my oath, and I don't control other people's actions. They need to be faithful to theirs, and that's what I'm going to expect them to do.
A solemn responsibility, a walk that will live in history, and a moment for the civics books.